在干什么？
Make a game for everyone means you make a game for no one. So I had to ask, are you ready for Battlefield 6? And what are you most excited about Battlefield 6? Give your answers in the comments.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys already know, when it comes down to the lab within Battlefield 6, typically everything gets leaked out instantly. And yeah, some more leaks have come out, and we are seeing pretty much the whole Battle Royale experience. Now, I gotta be honest, there are some things that look pretty decent and some things that I'm a tad bit concerned about, which of course I'll discuss later on in this video. But I'm also seeing statements all over the internet that are trying to claim that Battlefield 6 needs, 1010% needs a BR, or else it won't be successful. And I gotta be honest with you guys, that is the furthest thing from the truth. As you guys can see right here, this is a post by Battlefield Wire, which actually got a pretty decent amount of traction on it and a lot of likes. But they said, I'll say it, Battlefield 6 needs a Battle Royale. It's absurd to say otherwise. And this isn't the only post, ladies and gentlemen. I've been seeing a lot of other players saying the same exact thing. That the only way Battlefield will ever be able to thrive and actually be successful within the overall FPS scene is if it has a good BR attached to it.
Well, to be honest, it could. But here's the thing. Regardless whether it's BR or not, I think the one thing developers should cater to is make a game that, or perhaps in this case, makes a lobby where one lobby is for the casual player and another one is for the competitive, okay? When I play Marvel Rivals, I was playing just to relax. I didn't want to play competitively. Same goes for Endymion. He also wants to play Marvel Rivals casually. He wants to relax. For collabs, they should make collabs that make sense, okay?
Gotta be honest with you guys, that is the biggest load of crap I think I've ever heard. Now, will a good BR hurt the Battlefield franchise? No, not at all. And honestly, it can only improve Battlefield if it's done correctly. As we all know, Battle Royale is the most popular genre of FPS or even third-person games out there. Let's be real. Whether you like it or not, and I'm someone who doesn't enjoy BRs that much anymore, but even I can acknowledge that that is what everybody wants to go ahead and watch. You know, it's the most watched category on YouTube, most watched category over on Twitch. Everybody's always talking about it. Even if you bring up, like, Call of Duty, for example, the majority of people out there, if you ask anybody, just, you know, go to a McDonald's or something and say, hey, man, you play Call of Duty? I guarantee they're not going to mention anything about 6v6, but they'll sure have a lot to say about the Warzone experience. So trust me, I completely agree when people say that BRs are very popular, right? They are. It's just the reality of things. Again, whether you like it or not. But to say that Battlefield 6 desperately needs a Battle Royale and should be mandatory, and there's no other way of viewing it, that is a false statement. First and foremost, not every game is successful when it comes to adding in a BR. A lot of titles have tried to do such a thing, and over half of them have failed.
Like, for example, Battlefield 2042, you remember how that ended up. And some games managed to be successful without Battle Royale. Look at Marvel Rivals. They got like, what, 10 million players in 72 hours. It's 10 million players across all platforms in 72 hours. That's insane. I'm guessing Battlefield 6 is going to come around a corner. I don't think they have single player or single player campaign, but most of the time, if there is a single player, it's going to be mostly multiplayer. So for Battlefield, or in this case Battle Royale, I think they should make this way. They should make crossplay or anything so that one part is for the casual and another part is for the competitive. The one thing they need to cater is mostly the casual audience who just got back from work, school, whatever it is. They just want to sit down, relax, and have a good game with their friends. That's it.
Be real. The only reason Call of Duty's BR was able to go ahead and pop off was, one, you know, they hit right when console was finally getting their turn at trying Battle Royales. Because you have to keep in mind, the Battle Royale phase was on PC exclusively. If you wanted to play it, you needed a PC to play stuff like H1Z1, when DayZ had a mod for a Battle Royale, PUBG, all of that stuff was PC exclusive. Then started come, you know, Fortnite, Blackout, and Warzone. Obviously, as we all know, was the first free-to-play model that Call of Duty pushed out there. They struck when they should have struck. They got lucky, honestly, especially during the pandemic. And, of course, the Call of Duty name is tied to it, and as we all know, Call of Duty is the most well-known franchises out there when it comes to FPS games. There's a lot of reasons why Warzone is so successful, but all the other competitors got to think about it. They're all games based off of Battle Royales. Apex Legends, it's a game that's only a Battle Royale. Fortnite, it's a game that's only a Battle Royale. Of course, it started off as something different, but the mass majority of people know it as a Battle Royale. A lot of these Battle Royales or even extraction shooters start off as exactly that. Not games like Call of Duty or Battlefield or any other, franchise that's already established, branching out, trying to tap into the Battle Royale marketplace. Typically, they fail. I'm not saying that it's going to fail for Battlefield, but I'm just trying to state that that doesn't mean the game is going to be successful. And also, we need Battlefield to be Battlefield, right? That should be the moral of the story.
And if you want to do a collab, it had to make sense. Let's take Delta Force, for example. Delta Force recently just made an episode on Delta Force Black Hawk Down. Why? Because it makes sense, because it's the word in it, Delta Force. If Battlefield wants to make either a crossover or a collab, there's a lot of different examples I can think about that is tied to Battlefield, like, say, The Punisher. If you don't know, The Punisher, before he was becoming the Punisher, is, of course, an ex-military. He was a military person. What else I can think of? Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Both of them are military. Well, yes, they're World War II, but they're military nonetheless. I can list off any example as long as it fits the current situation, or in this case, the Battlefield 6.
A lot of these big streamers coming out saying, oh, well, Halo Infinite failed because it didn't have a Battle Royale at launch. That is the most brain-numbing take I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Oh, one more thing. There is also a developer, I don't know what Bungie or people who made Halo Infinite were thinking when they hired, I believe it was art director or anything, who hates guns, to become an art director, or in this case, designer or anything, in Halo Infinite, where there's guns. Yes, they're fiction, but there's still guns at the end of the day. And also, some of the people who developed Halo Infinite, they couldn't come to work because about a war far from the ocean in the Middle East. And that was one of their reasons.
There are 1,000 reasons why Halo Infinite did not pop the way it should have, especially including the lack of content. The game had nothing to do. I mean, shoot, Halo Infinite is the first game that didn't even launch with Forge. Like, you expect Halo fans to play a Halo game that doesn't even respect, the cultural awesomeness of Forge? I mean, geez, what can you even say about it? It didn't die because it lacked a BR. It died because it lacked everything that makes a Halo game fun. The combat was fun and all that stuff, but everything else was not present, and it took way too long to go ahead and introduce. Go back to Halo Infinite current date, a lot of people think it's better, but guess what? It's too late now. And the same thing with Battlefield. Battlefield, yeah, it can have a great BR, but if the game itself is not good, it's going to flop. Now, luckily for us, it's good. We played the betas, we've gotten a lot of action. I'm in love with Battlefield 6, which gives me confidence that when the Battle Royale comes out, everything should be pretty dang smooth. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that the game doesn't need a BR. The game should be focusing on what makes Battlefield good in the first place. That should be their main priority. A Battle Royale is not going to save the overall franchise if the base game sucks. It's just not going to happen. A lot of the Battlefield crowd will just simply get up and leave the overall experience. So I gotta be honest with the guys. No, I don't believe it's absurd to say otherwise. To the fact that people are believing that Battlefield 6 needs a Battle Royale. No, it needs to be Battlefield first. And as I stated, if they can incorporate a good Battle Royale alongside that, that's great. But the core Battlefield experience has to be solid.
Correct. It has to. Well, you can kiss that money goodbye. Look, first thing foremost, the title of the game is called Battlefield 6, okay? It's the name of it. And this is the reason why Call of Duty has lost its identity, because they don't know the title of it that is called Call of Duty. You're being called to duty, okay? Look, you can't make a good crossover or anything. Doesn't matter, but the crossover had to make sense, okay? So for this, Battlefield 6, we could make a crossover on, what was that? SEAL Team 6? Or Olympus Has Fallen. I can list many examples, okay? Or perhaps I can list it in the comments. But whichever it is, if you have any examples, what kind of crossovers that fit Battlefield 6, put it in the comments. Had to ask, why does developers keep on listening to streamers, when I do mean Call of Duty streamers, who just played Battlefield 6 and didn't enjoy it because perhaps they want the game to be like Call of Duty, which it's not.
Being said, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the whole Battle Royale experience pretty much got leaked out there. I'll leave a bunch of links down in the description of this video so you guys can go ahead and see with your own eyes what the map looks like. Not too shabby. It actually seems pretty decent. And keep in mind, this is a early build of the Battle Royale experience. So, don't jump the gun just yet. The full version is probably going to be a lot more polished and looks much better. But, for the version that we are viewing here, not too shabby. And a lot of the stuff alongside the Battle Royale experience doesn't sound bad either, as you can see right here from Temporal. And Battlefield 6's Battle Royale, strike packages let you call in tools for different situations. Kinetic strike, prototype orbital firepower, devastating to structures, and precise with a minimal blast. And also power weapons, potentially a railgun or minigun. Both found in the files. That sounds awesome. But Temporal also goes on to say, additional Battle Royale strike packages, airstrike F-16, anti-vehicle crate Javelin, artillery strike, redeploy unit, UAV overwatch, smokescreen, resupply drop, and custom weapon drop. Now, I am happy to hear that you can get air support and also anti-vehicle crates, at a quick disposal. I'm assuming you'll probably be able to call that in very easily because, there are going to be vehicles on the map, and in a Battle Royale experience, when, your lives are short, you don't want to just be wasting lives again and again and again. You're going to want to be able to take out these vehicles easily. So I'm glad that it's not just going to be like you can only find rockets on the ground. And, if you don't find one, you're crap out of luck if you run into a vehicle. No, if you save up enough points for an emergency and you do run into a vehicle, everybody can probably go ahead and obtain something to go against it. So I do like that. But I'll be honest with you guys, although this stuff does sound pretty good, I'll be real. The reason I got out of Battle Royales and the reason I don't really play them much anymore is because they kind of strayed away from what BRs were all about in the first place, surviving. And I know that's not popular anymore, and the trend, even with PUBG even took away, the one life, version of the mode, and they have respawns now. It's just, I know it's the trend to move forward with. But I feel like when I was addicted to BR, and again, you have to keep in mind, this is just my opinion. Just because this is my opinion doesn't mean this BR is going to be bad, and I don't think it will be. I think it'll actually be pretty decent, and it might potentially be able to compete. With how good the base version of Battlefield 6 actually is, I am very curious to see what else they have in store. Pretty much anything with the base gunplay, movement, and just flow of Battlefield, I will enjoy it probably across the whole board.
I think everybody's going to enjoy it, regardless of the BR, regardless of Battle Royale or anything. I think every developer should know. Gamers, they're not trying to play games competitively. There are some gamers who want to just sit back and just enjoy the game. They don't want to go through the hassle. And they don't want to get banned either, because if you don't know, just recently, a female gamer who sucked at Counter-Strike got clowned on, but managed to report back that many men are claiming that she has to R-word her, which nobody didn't say anything about it. Some people in Twitter said that this female gamer who plays Counter-Strike sucked at the game. So for collabs, I think they should do something as simple as, I don't know, maybe the green zone. Ah, yes, the green zone. Remember that one, the green zone. That could work. And what else? Red Dawn? I'm not certain what kind of class they're used for the country, they're US or Russia, but they could use that. I mean, Battlefield 6, if they want to do a crossover or collab, whatever it is, it had to make sense. Here's another example. Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals has crossover episodes, starting with Fantastic Four: The First Step, Captain America: The Brave New World, and I'm 100% certain that the next crossover is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I don't think they have Thunderbolts, because even if they did, they'd most likely be suits or skins, because they haven't exactly introduced Yelena Belova or Red Guardian. Oh yeah, Ghost or Taskmaster. I think they have Taskmaster, I don't know. But most importantly, Yelena Belova and Red Guardian is not introduced yet in Marvel Rivals. I think they're still looking for character in the comics so that they can integrate it in the game Marvel Rivals. You guys are ready for Battlefield 6? What are you most excited about when it comes to Battlefield 6? Is it the Battle Royale, or is it the multiplayer, or is it the class skin suit? Whatever it is, give your answers in the comments.
人类，
你是什么？
你心中充满了焦虑、急躁和担忧。非人入侵者空罗从天而降，到处都将沦为焦土。
其妙。
而你在意的人，随时可能葬身火海。
你想怎么样？
我想给你一个一起逃出升天的机会。
为什么是我？
多少年来，你是唯一能听见我声音的人类。放开身心，接受我的力量。
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-war detected, or you just want to see me play games, or perhaps you like trending topics. Visit my second, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.
等等，你在干什么？